We here? Yeah. Let's get straight to it. I'm right back at you like I never left, and I'm gonna go this hard to my last breath. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom, Consul of Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in this room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear because a lot of y'all can't hear. Now, welcome back to Make My Ancestors Great Again. This is another episode of My Thoughts, and as the title states, the talk is just about Jesus. Okay. Jesus is one of the widely known stories in the world. Some people take the story to be actual. Jesus is the most popular myth the world has ever known. You hear me? Jesus as a myth is so real that people live and die by it. You hear me? So we're going to talk about that type of stuff all this week. Everything will be based on Jesus. Today I'm going to share a scripture with you because people say that the Bible is real. I'm a firm believer. If you tell me some mythological story, but you say it's based on realism, I expect to find it in history. You hear me? Oh, once upon a time, these major great pyramids, these pyramids was just somewhere out in a far land, and they were done so well that the technology cannot be duplicated today. Some people think that aliens did it. Some people think super technology did it, all this type of stuff. When you say things like that, I want to be able to find it in history, unless it's not history. That's the way I think. You hear me? Just so happened that I'm speaking about the Giza Plateau. When you fly out to Egypt, you'll see the three great pyramids. Okay, you'll see that. That's not just mythology. That's realism. So again, anything that's in the Bible that's supposedly real, I expect to find it in history. But since we can't, I deem it as non-historical. Let's look at the ancestors and we'll get straight into this. I'm going to share a scripture with you, and this has never been seen before in history. The only people that wrote about it was in the books of a religious, inside the book of religious literature that's supposed to be true. Okay, let's look at the ancestors and we'll get straight into this.
One thing you have to get through your mind and keep it. Nothing that ever came from the European mind was meant to do anything but facilitate European domination of the world. And I said there's no exception.
Okay, that's the great ancestor, Dr. John Henry Clarke. May all the ancestors' soul rest and may their spirit continue to be lifted. All right. Let's look at this verse in scripture. It's New Living Translation because, again, like I say, I like layman's terms. This is what I'm speaking about. Matthew 27:51 through 53. You see? I'm going to read this for you, African people. You wrestle with this. You do with it as you please. Just some information that I want you to think about and that you should know. You hear me? Let's look at this. Matthew 27:51 states this. At the moment, the curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom. They're speaking about Jesus Christ's body. They always said that he was a temple, and he would tell people that the temple was going to be destroyed for 3 days and then it'd be rebuilt. These were just what did they say he teach in parables and things like that, riddles, if you will. And he would speak about himself like that because everybody church and body is a temple. Okay. The earth shook, rocks split apart. So this saying when he died, the earth shook and rocks split apart. Okay. And tombs opened. The bodies of many godly men and women who had died were raised from the dead. Wow, that's peculiar. That's some heavy stuff. You hear me, African people? When Jesus died, it was an earthquake. All the tombs of holy men or godly men that were dead, women, men and women, the graves opened up. So if you don't believe in the Walking Dead, there's no way you can believe in this story to be historical. Is the Walking Dead historical? Let's continue, African people. Okay. And say the bodies of many godly men and women who died were raised from the dead. They left the cemetery after Jesus' resurrection. So 3 days later, after they jumped out of that grave when he died, 3 days later, after the resurrection, he didn't even resurrect after 3 days. He resurrected about a day and a half, but that's another story. It says, after the resurrection, they went into the holy city of Jerusalem and appeared to many. So dead people that was dead, let's just say Friday, was up out of their tomb Sunday. Hey, Billy. All right, you was dead Friday. You look good now, man. Want to have a beer? Want to go get some soup? This was never written about anywhere else on the planet. And people were doing cataloging in those times. You hear me? This was the Roman period when Jesus the Christ had supposedly died in the 1st century. Not one iota of this has ever been spoken about in human being history because it's not historical. So you can talk about Jesus. You can do with Jesus as you please. But Jesus is a non-historical created character based on allegory, mythology, fiction, oral tradition, and flat out goddamn lies. That's my thoughts on all this. And we're going to deal with this all week. Okay. It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom, Consul, Moon. You already know what you're going to get when you step in this room. You're now done with Kanoom. This is what I do. And I love to do it. And before I take back what I said, I ask them out to it. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I thank you for watching. If you feel like you want to do something for me, like and subscribe because it won't cost you a fee. Education and preparation is the first step to retaliation. So before you pick up a weapon or a silly religion, pick up some knowledge. If anybody's offended by anything you heard, I mean every word. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow.